How long have you guys known?
I think that we as like known actually it's been
I mean, like,
like
was
I
she
don't know.
talking about it before?
She was talking about it, but I think most of what she's been talking about is what anybody talks about in a relationship, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows.
I know that I can't talk Christine to my kids, even though that's my natural urge is to do that. I have to.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. What a day. I'm getting really late, but we will get through this. There was a brand new clip that came out from TLC with Kody Brown trying to drag in his daughter into the divorce, which is super classy, something he accused Christine of doing, and Robyn inserting herself. Nothing classier than the stepmom that caused the divorce. I mean, she didn't cause it, but you know what I'm saying? Trying to bring in the kids. You know, I'm sure divorces are messy no matter what happens, and I'm sure kids have things to say, but you know, when it plays out on national television, I always just think like, how does this benefit the family? But I guess some families just don't care as long as they make money on camera. Interestingly, tidbit, I got an email from a neighbor of Kody Brown's at Coyote Pass, and I'll be doing a video in the future, but let's just say that Kody has some of his neighbors kind of irritated with his lack of progress and the fact that one of his water cisterns took over a year for him to bury. So Kody's not making friends in Flagstaff. Shocking. Okay, before we get into today's video of Mckelty sitting down with her step-parent, Robyn, and Kody, do me a huge favor, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. We just hit a 284,000 subscribers today. Thank you so much to all of you that have subscribed. And if you like this kind of content, give the video a thumbs up, and of course, leave a comment if you have something to say. So this is a new clip, and it's going to be for this coming episode of Sister Wives. And Kody and Robyn are sitting down with Mckelty and Tony, who are in town with their daughter Avalon. And Robyn is holding Avalon, and Mckelty and Tony are sitting at a table with them. I don't know if they're at the house or outside the house at Robyn's house and Kody's mansion, the McMansion, or if they're like out publicly, I'm not sure. Mckelty says to Robyn that she supports both her mom and her dad. She's not going to take sides. Now, this choice by Mckelty had some fans feeling like it was kind of controversial, because how could a child see how their father treated their mom and be okay with it? How could a child not be on the mom's side? How could the child take the side of the step-parent or even care to have a relationship with the step-parent? All I can tell you is that daddy issues are a real thing, and wanting to have the approval of your parent, even if the parent is toxic, happens in families all the time. And some people, regardless of how toxic a family member is to them, don't want to get in the middle because it's too hard. And siblings have said that Mckelty does not like to get involved in drama. She prefers to stay out of that kind of stuff. So she has taken the position of, I'm Switzerland. And, you know, you can love two different people and not want to get involved in their mess. I'm not of that opinion, but that's just me. Okay, so in the clip, she's basically out there and she says that she loves Robyn and Kody. And she said that things aren't going to change between her and Robyn. But then Robyn, for whatever reason, decides that she's going to ask about Christine, which is so unnecessary, and it puts Mckelty in the middle. So if Kody and Robyn don't want to put Mckelty in the middle, and they don't want their relationships impacted by their breakup, they're certainly not starting off on a good foot. Check it out.
We're all good.
Our relationship continues and it's based on what goes on in our relationship.
It feels like everything's affected my relationship with everybody, though. When it comes to, like raising kids and dealing with things like this, I'm almost always bad cop. And so
Robyn was literally just trying to be like, okay, I just want to make sure that our relationship is good, Mckelty, and that it's not impacted by what's happening between your dad and Christine with the rest of us. And I just want to make sure that it's based on us. And Mykelti says, yeah, and not outside sources. I cut that part out. And then Kody's just like, well, I think I'm impacted. I think I'm impacted by this. And then he's like, I'm the bad cop. I'm the bad guy. And listen, I understand that. Like in every kid's life, there's the good parent, the good cop, bad cop. There's the parent that the kid gravitates towards, and then there's the parent that like lays down the law. In our house, I tend to be the one that like, I'm not the fun mom, like my husband is the fun dad, and my husband gets my son. He's always so happy to be around him. But, that's like how the ebb and flow of relationships happen with kids and how they respond to parents differently, right? But for Kody to literally go out there and be like, well, I think that I'm being impacted by this. He's basically saying that Christine is literally the reason why everyone hates him. It's not because of his own behavior. It's not because of his own alienation of his kids. It's not because he's a crap father, or that he's favored one wife or the other, or that he's didn't go to people's surgeries, or didn't show up for appointments, or didn't call people back, or made no effort. I mean, no, it's all Christine's fault. It's already starting out like that. So Kody is like behaving so inappropriately already.
So are you doing okay
Yeah.
as far as your mom and everything?
I mean, I think the situation around it is it's sad. Like it's sad anytime any kind of family breaks up or separates.
Yeah.
But
So Robyn doesn't help the situation either. There's really no reason for them to talk about Christine, because half of the person that's part of the breakup is there. So if they want to talk about the breakup, they can talk about Kody and how everything is with Kody. There's really no reason for the three of them to talk about Christine, because one, all it really is at this point would be gossip. It's unnecessary because it's just forcing her to talk about her mom to them, which gives them information. I don't even know if Mckelty's even aware of the manipulation in that question. So how is everything going with your mom? With you and your mom? With the implication being that as though there's something bad happening between them. Why would the assumption be, how is everything going? It's not like, oh, I'm so glad to hear that everything's going great with your mom. It's more like, how's everything going with your mom? They're fishing for information. And Robyn does this a lot. She really doesn't need to know, but she's nosy and she wants to pretend like she cares. And it just puts Mckelty in an uncomfortable position, because then she's going to have to answer questions about her mom and talk about her mom to her dad, who has a hostile relationship with her. If I were involved with them, I would just say, like, don't talk about Christine. It doesn't help. And if she's going to be Switzerland, she should set boundaries and say, I don't want to talk about my mom. I just want to talk about us. You know what I'm saying? Or if we're having a problem, if dad wants to talk to me, let's talk about dad, but I don't want to talk about mom. But they're putting Mckelty in the middle by asking that question. And it's unfair. And that opens the door for Kody to go further. And it's gross. Check it out.
How long have you guys known?
I think that known, actually, it's been...
How long have you guys known? Why does it matter how long they've known? Why does it matter if Mckelty is known for 2 months? Why does it matter if she's known for 3 months? Why does it matter if she's known for 2 weeks? Why does it matter? Because Kody wants to build the narrative in his brain that the reason why all of his kids don't like him is because she's telling them about the divorce and about their marriage. He has lost control, and he can't control the fact that some of his kids just don't want anything to do with him, and he can't handle the fact that that breakdown in the relationship has nothing to do with Christine and it has everything to do with him, but she's the scapegoat. This is the problem. With a narcissist, there's always like the golden person and then the scapegoat. So Robyn is the golden. If she were a child, she would be the child, but she's like the golden wife, so she can do no wrong. The scapegoat is the one that gets literally blamed for everything. Now that his scapegoat is leaving, he's going to have to find a new one, which will be Janelle or someone else. But because he doesn't want to take responsibility for anything, the scapegoat gets blamed, right? So Christine is being blamed for things, but it's again, not relevant. But he wants to somehow blame her. And asking his daughter this is just, again, not fair. And she doesn't say anything. Mckelty really tries to be so diplomatic, and during this entire exchange, you can tell that Kody looks so annoyed by the questions, and you can tell that he's making Mckelty uncomfortable, and that she doesn't want to say anything negative about her mom, and she's trying to be super diplomatic. But the fact that they're putting her in that position to begin with is what's uncomfortable and inappropriate. And so what he's doing is he's doing exactly what he's accusing Christine of doing, which none of us have actually seen. None of us have seen her put her kids on the spot and ask questions about what Kody's doing, because she doesn't. She has talked about her feelings. She has talked about her need to move on, but she doesn't actually disparage Kody to her kids. I haven't seen it at all. I've actually seen the kids say worse things about Kody than she does. So that's just like where I'm starting. And Kody even knows that what he's doing is wrong. I mean, he literally knows what he's doing is wrong.
I know that I can't talk Christine to my kids. I don't want to talk her at all, even though that's my natural urge is to do that. I have to control that because that's not fair. And that's a blame game that I'm playing. And I feel ashamed that I'm doing that.
Like really good narcissists and sociopaths can like pretend like they're empathetic. And they can pretend like they think about how they treat people and how it affects people. But if he really did care about his kids, and he really did care about the fact that their mother is a half of the equation and a big part of their lives, he wouldn't have asked the question to begin with. I mean, we all make mistakes as parents. We've all done things that we don't, we have to apologize for later. But Kody knows full force he's not supposed to do this. He admits, all I want to do is talk S about her. I want to. I have to fight the urge not to do it because it's not fair. And here I am playing the blame game just because I'm mad. If you know that you're playing the blame game, then why are you asking the question? If you know it's a game and you know what you're doing, this whole thing has been a game. He literally just tells on himself. He's telling on himself. I'm trying to blame her for things. I'm playing the blame game. I don't want to be the one that's at fault. You know what? Listen, when relationships fall apart, it's not always as simple as one person makes a mistake and the other person is the saint. And a lot of people think that with this split, everyone is making and sanctifying Christine. And of course she made mistakes in their relationship. Of course he made mistakes in the relationship. The reason why people are excited that she's leaving is because she's leaving a patriarchal, controlling cult where she was in a subservient, submissive position. That doesn't mean while she was there it was perfect. That doesn't mean she didn't make mistakes. That didn't mean that she might have mistreated him or mistreated other people. Of course she did things that were wrong. Of course he did things that were wrong. But it doesn't help anyone in the family to continue to harp on who was worse, who did things worse. Christine just wants to move forward gracefully. She doesn't want to involve her kids. She just wants to try to be as kind as possible. And in my estimation, the way that she's handling things on the show is a hell of a lot better than Kody is. She hasn't been raising her voice. She hasn't been calling him names. I mean, she does in the interviews when she's responding to what he says and when he says really hurtful things. But he's admitting that he does things to hurt people intentionally. And the only reason I think that he's ashamed is because he got caught and because he cares about his image and he knows that this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good to be a man that's playing the blame game, that's bringing his kids into it. He's one of those narcissists, in my opinion, that knows exactly how bad his behavior can be and how it appears to other people. And he's very cognizant of the image that he portrays. And so he doesn't want to look bad, and he knows that it looks bad. And image is all that is what makes sense to him. Image is what matters to Kody. So I think he's ashamed that he was caught. I don't think he's ashamed that he did it because I think he does it all the time. That's just my opinion. But the truth is, Kody, is if I would say to Kody, if you cared about doing this, you wouldn't do this to begin with. We can be mad at our spouses, but when we start talking poorly about our spouses to our children or our ex-spouses to our children, we're the ones that are doing that, not our children. And we shouldn't. It's not their fault that our relationships struggle or that relationships fall apart. The kids shouldn't have to know any of it because it's none of their business and it's not fair. And if Kody wants to know why his kids don't like him, this is the perfect example. Robyn is the perfect example of, again, how her question enabled him to do what he did and justify it. So I'm eager to see what else comes out of this conversation because Tony and Mckelty did not look happy. They looked really uncomfortable, and I feel bad for her. And I think fans need to extend grace to Mckelty because I don't think it's fair to say that a child has to take sides. They really don't. They don't have to take a side if they don't want to. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.